Good morning. Can you hear me? It's good to see everybody. The Friday, September 29th, 2023 regular City of Knoxville public officer hearing is now called to order. Sorry, I'm 2 minutes late. It's 9:32. My name is David Brace. I'm the public officer designated by Mayor Concannon as described in the City Code of Ordinances and charged with addressing properties in the city that are out of compliance with the adopted codes. These codes include, but are not limited to, the following. These are all the 2018 international codes. So the International Fire Code, Building, Residential, Plumbing, Mechanical, Fuel, Gas, Existing Building Code, Energy Conservation Code, Swimming Pool and Spa Code, Property Maintenance Code, as well as the 2017 edition of the National Electrical Code, in addition to some local ordinances around the maintenance of buildings and land. So the public officer is authorized to hold hearings, administer oaths and affirmations, examine witnesses and receive evidence, and then issue orders based on that information. This is related to the condition of buildings and property that are dangerous and unfit or injurious to the health and safety of people that are there, that live there, or occupy it, or the general public. So this is an administrative hearing. The procedure today is as follows. Each case starts with a report and presentation of evidence by officers representing the City of Knoxville. That's primarily going to be Mr. Scott Elder. He is our neighborhood codes enforcement manager for the city, and he's employed by a municipality and is certified as a property maintenance and housing inspector. At times, there could be other individuals that testify. So following the city's report, the owner, their legal counsel, members of the general public are given an opportunity to respond and present information. Today's agenda, so we've got the agenda that Ms. Burke keeps us moving here and keeps me on task. So the agenda is going to be modified. So as you came in, the team has written down how you came in, and so we'll modify the agenda so that we can get you in and out of here pretty quickly. I know it's not easy to park and go through security, so I appreciate you coming into the building today and working through us. So I do need to read, as per our legal counsel, Mr. Jim Johnson, asks that we read this every meeting around demolition. So as per legal counsel, just know that orders that are issued by the public officer, that they do not stop by just obtaining a permit to start work. So just getting a permit does not invalidate the order or the city's power to take corrective action up to demolition of a dangerous structure, regardless of the amount of work performed by the owner. So all orders are still in effect. Even if you have a permit, if the rehab work has not been completed and the structure has not had all final inspections approved within the time provided by the order, or by an extension if one has been granted. So again, permit and a little bit of work does not invalidate the order. If you're doing, if you're making progress and you want to get an extension from the public officer, you can make that request through Ms. Burke or Mr. Elder, and those will be considered. They send those over to me and they get considered for an extension. So any questions? This is an administrative hearing. It can be appealed to the Better Building Board and then ultimately to the court system. Anybody have any questions? All right, when you come up, so the city will present their evidence, you'll come up to the podium, state your name and address, and present whatever information you'd like to present. I do need to swear folks in if you're going to be testifying today. So if you're going to speak today, will you raise your right hand for me? Everybody, if you're going to speak today, will you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you very much. Ms. Burke and others will keep an eye out. People can come into this meeting at any time, so we'll swear some folks in when they come up to the podium, and Ms. Burke will help me remember who to do that for. All right, so we will jump into the agenda. Ms. Burke, what's our first item?
1431 Harvey.
All righty, 1431 Harvey Street. This is including the accessory structure, and this is confirming an emergency repair or demo order. So there was an emergency repair or demo order put on it, and we are going to hear evidence on that. So, Mr. Elder.
All right, this was originally inspected on July 18th of 2023 at the request of Animal Control. The house was found to be extremely unsanitary and unhealthy due to the effects of many animals living there. Floors and walls are saturated with animal urine and unlikely to be salvageable. Interior of the house is extremely dilapidated throughout, and has not been maintained by the tenant. Also, the electrical systems were noticed to be damaged as well. So we're requesting the confirmation of the July 18th, 2023 emergency repair demolition order.
Okay, is there someone here to speak? All right. And did all the critters, they've been taken into the appropriate?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
to my understanding, that everyone's been removed from the home,
Okay.
including the animals.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Oliver Adams. I'm here. I represent Christina Turner, one of the owners of this house. They inherited, she and two of her siblings inherited
Okay.
this house from her mother, and also with it inherited a tenant, as you can see, who absolutely destroyed this house.
Okay.
Kind of a hoarder situation, obviously lots of cats. So in August, we were finally able to get her and her stuff out. So they have gone and looked at it, and it looked like when they first got to be inside the house that it was a complete tear down job just based on the condition. But they've talked to a general contractor who thinks maybe take it down to the studs and redo it from there. So what we're essentially asking for is a little more time to get a plan from a general contractor that tells us either A, this thing's got to be torn down, or B, it's salvageable short of a tear down.
Okay. So I'll confirm the emergency order and then just work with staff. I mean, the city has no desire to tear down private property. We want owners to take care of it, as you know.
Certainly.
So I'll confirm or affirm the finding of fact and the order, and then just work with Scott and the team. It seems
Yeah,
reasonable.
they're working on this. It was
Okay.
just a situation where they couldn't get possession of the property until the tenant got out, and of course, it's a mess. So,
Okay. Thank you very much for being here.
thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak on 1431 Harvey Street? All right, seeing no one else is present, I do affirm the finding of fact that the structure at 1431, both the primary and the accessory structures, are both out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville. They're an attractive nuisance and are dangerous in interest of the health and safety of the occupants of the public. And I affirm the existing emergency order to repair or demolish the structure at 1431 Harvey Street, including the accessory structure. The owner is going to work with the city, but if they fail to take corrective action, the city may cause immediate repair or demolition of the buildings, with the cost of such emergency repair or demolition being a lien and collected in the same manner as provided in the city code. Thank you very much. What's our next property?
3937 Cluster Avenue.
Got it. 3937 and Cluster. All right.
This property was originally inspected on July 13th, 2023. Building has been boarded by the city after repeated break-ins. The exterior of the house is damaged doors, windows, sidings, railings, and porches, as you can see. Interior of the house is damaged walls, floors, ceilings, and other finishes. Utilities have been removed from the building, and there are currently no open building permits for this property. So we're recommending a 120-day repair demolition order for this property.
All righty. Thank you very much. Is there somebody here to speak on this property? Morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay, if you just state your name and address, and it looks like there's a lot of parties with an interest in this property.
Well, I don't know about interest. My name is Jason Wallace. I live at 404 Oakdale Drive in Lebanon, Tennessee. Honestly, I didn't know this property was still an issue with
Okay.
the family. My grandfather's been dead since '06, and this was his proproperty.
So this was the home place that?
my grandfather,
Your
yeah.
grandfather, I got it.
Yeah, my dad's father. I got this letter out of the blue, and honestly, not to be long-winded, but like I said, I didn't know this was even still a question.
Okay.
From what I gather, there's like 5 pages of codes violations, and I agree the house just needs to be demolished. Because I don't think there's any point in trying to save what's left there. I do believe that my uncle was awarded this property through the probate court.
Okay.
I'm speaking with him. There is some back due taxes on the property that I'm trying to work through with all that. But I agree the house does need to be torn down, but I'm working on getting all that squared away so that this isn't an issue for the city or the family anymore as well.
Well, thank you. And your uncle was, what's his name?
My uncle's name is Glenn. I'm not sure how he's listed.
Glenn Wallace,
Yes, on this.
4500 Doris Circle up in Halls.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe, did your grandfather die like 1999 or 2000, something like that? Been a while?
In that while, yeah, it's been a while. I haven't lived in Knoxville in 18 years, so like I said, I didn't even know this was still an issue.
Appreciate you coming up for it. Yeah, it looks like, this happens sometimes. People pass, there's a lot of errors, there's not clear title,
Right.
So, okay, well, I appreciate you coming up, and you're not disputing the condition. It's in
Oh,
pretty-
no.
it's in bad shape.
I do have a quick question. I
Okay.
see that it has already been boarded up, and I spoke with a lady from the codes department. She said there was a $200 and some odd fee for that.
Yeah.
Is that going to be turned into a lien, or is that lien already in place?
So I don't know if there's any bills that haven't been paid, they're just going to be tacked on. I mean, there's a lot of taxes owed, probably several liens, right, Sherry?
So the boarding
Two lot
charge
lines.
is on the agenda for
Okay.
approval right now, and when that happens, we'll send out a bill and give 60 days to pay
Okay.
before we turn it into a lien on the property.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else here to speak?
Thanks.
No? Okay. All righty. So I do find that the structure at 3937 Cluster Avenue is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, is an attractive nuisance and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants of the public. I further order the owner to repair or owners to repair or demolish the structure at 3937 Cluster within 120 days. If the owners fail to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation, vacated and closed, and the city may cause immediate repair or demolition of the buildings and cleanup of the lot, with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. What's our next address?
5605 Blewett Road.
Blewett. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm here on behalf of my wife, Lucy Rachel Nguyen, and my mother.
Okay.
We bought the home and we
Hey,
were-
let me, he's going to present evidence
sorry.
and then we'll jump in. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, this property was originally inspected on February 21st of '22. It was found vacant and unsecured on March 3rd. Interior finishes have been completely gutted down to the studs, as you will see in the pictures. House contains rotted structural members and is extremely in poor condition and dilapidated. Electrical, plumbing, and mechanical systems are damaged beyond the point of salvage. Currently, there are no open building permits to repair the property. We're requesting a 90-day repair demolition order for this house.
Okay. All right. Good. So, and if you'll state your name and your address.
my name is Jonathan Nguyen, and my address is, you want me to give
No,
you-
like where
Okay,
where
we-
would you get mail?
Okay, we live at 1211 Ansley Wood Way,
Okay.
37923.
Awesome. So you bought the house, it looks like about a year ago, 2 years ago?
Yes, we bought the house sight unseen, and we thought we could come back and see. When we come back, there was no foundation, so we started. I started gutted the whole home myself and trying to get a crew to fix the foundation. But of course, I didn't pull no permit.
Okay.
But the officer come and gave us a stop work order, so all the work had been stopped.
Okay.
And they want everything the way it is right now. But we are in the process of hiring an architect to draw out a new blueprint.
Good.
Because that's what the city require. But the problem is right now, all the firms in Knoxville are really packed with all the project, and they won't be get to us until 3 to 6 months before the blueprint can be complete.
Okay. So you bought it, you started doing it without permits, it's in pretty bad condition. You want to fix it up though?
Yes, definitely. We did a lot of work in the home as far as gut it out and clean out debris. But now we have the stop work order, so we have to stop.
Yeah, if you're not if you don't live in the home and you're not a general contractor, you just can't do work on houses like that. So, I guess how quickly do you think you can get it moving?
To get everything probably 3 to 9 months, sir.
Do they have to have an architect or any design? I mean, they need a set of plans, right? And a structural engineer.
They do. They need a license.
Yeah, that's what I called.
Most definitely on this house.
Okay. Okay. So I think, so I guess, Scott, would you have a problem if we did a repair order and then came back in 12 months?
I
Or-
don't. I just have a concern that this was originally inspected over a year and a half ago, and not much has taken place. So
Okay.
it is a hazard. But an extension's okay, but I think.
Scott, we should have the stop work order, I think about 4 or 5 months ago. It wasn't a year, sir.
Okay. So what I'll do is a 120-day repair order. So you'll have 120 days to go ahead and get a permit. You got to get somebody to.
Oh yeah, that will give us enough time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Thank
And then,
you.
but if you don't have a permit by then, Scott's probably going to bring it back for a demo order to demolish it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything else?
Thank you, W. Sir. Thank you.
Okay. Anything? You're good? Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else here to speak on 5605 Blewett? You know, we've got two roads I've never heard of in Knoxville before, Blewett and Cluster. So I've been around a while. This is good. All right, I do find that the structure at 5605 Blewett Road is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, is an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants of the public. And I order the owners to repair the structure at 5605 Blewett Road within 120 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, structure will remain placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and we may be back here for a demo order. All right. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you can go. You're more than welcome to hang out if you want, but not recommended. All right, what's our next one, Sherry?
2909 Linden Avenue.
2909 Linden.
Okay, this house was originally inspected on November 21st, 2018. It was found to be vacant and dilapidated. Foundation shows cracks and damage from impact in one area. Siding is loose, damaged, and missing in some areas, and porches, steps, and landings are in disrepair. Recommending a 120-day repair order.
Okay. Is there somebody here to speak on this?
Yes. One moment.
All right.
It's on Zoom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking around for somebody. All right. Thank you. So repair order only, there's somebody that.
Right, the house looks salvageable. They just need to get to it.
It's
so.
a historic home.
Yeah.
Or it's not on the, I don't think it's on the register, but it looks
Yeah,
100
it's
years
nice.
old.
Nice place.
Mr. Foster? We're unable to hear you. He's there and he's speaking. It's registering that he's speaking. It's just not playing it.
Mr. Foster, we can't hear you. I'm try to put him on.
Can you call me?
Yeah, I guess you can put him on speaker. And this is.
Work this thing. I'm trying to tell community, but it's not lost. You can hear me.
We got you now. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, but y'all couldn't hear me. I was trying to tell.
All right. So tell us what your plans are.
My plans is to repair the house.
Okay.
We got it down to the studs. Foundation issue that you're talking about. I did that on accident with the excavator when I was digging up a tree stump over there.
Okay.
So yeah, we plan on fixing the house.
I'm going to do a 120-day repair order.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Sherry, for helping us through that one. Is there anybody else here to speak on Linden? Was that it, Sherry?
That was it.
Thank you. All right. I do find that the structure at 2909 Linden Avenue is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, is an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants of the public.
Mr. Bryce, he has something to add,
Oh.
I believe. Mr. Foster?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's in 120 days.
We'd like you.
Miss Sherry, how do I get this thing to talk on the Zoom? Because I've never done this before.
I don't know that it's you because Zoom is registering that you're speaking. We've got a new audio system in here and this is the first time using it. I think it might be a problem with it.
Okay. I didn't know if it was on my end or your end. Okay. So 120 days.
We'd like you to get started in 120 days.
Okay. Yeah, we're working on another project that we had some problems with. So as soon as that's finished, we plan on getting over there and getting it started.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
appreciate you. All right. So I further order the owner to repair the structure at 2909 Linden Avenue within 120 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure is going to stay placarded and will be unfit for human habitation and will remain vacated and closed. All right. Thank you. Sherry. Where are we at? Top of the agenda or?
No, we have one more on Zoom, 534 North Burns Road.
Okay. Commercial warehouse. Okay.
Yeah, this is a bit of an odd one. This was originally inspected on March 27th, 23. It's a commercial warehouse that was constructed without permits. Therefore, the integrity of the systems or the structure cannot be verified as safe for use or occupancy. Also, this use is not permitted in the zoning district. Building has been vacated and the permanent power has been disconnected by the owner while she's working through the permitting process to convert this building. The plan is to convert it to a legal use. In other words, change it to a residential use. And she's agreed to keep the building vacated during that process. So we're working with her on it, and she's been very cooperative. So we're recommending an immediate repair order so we can placard it to keep people out.
Okay, so an emergency repair order. This is the zone does not allow the use, and she's going to do a conversion into an appropriate use.
Right.
Okay, what was the business?
I believe it was some sort of maybe a distributor for Amazon, maybe something. Miss Bowers is or Miss Reed is on the line.
Oh,
She can
okay.
talk to, yeah.
Ms. Bowers, are you there? I guess it's on our end, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be on our end. Ms. Bowers, I just emailed you my phone number if you want to call in like Mr. Foster did. We're unable to hear you.
Ms. Reed? Okay. What was the address again?
534 North Burns Road.
Here she is. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So if you'll just state your name and address, I'm Dave Brace, the public officer.
Okay, my name is Caitlin Bowers. I live at 520 Burns Road.
Okay. So the city has provided evidence that you'd built a little mini warehouse, that you want to convert it because it's not allowed in that zone, and you'll convert it to a use you can have, correct?
Correct. I actually came into possession of this property July 25th as part of a divorce settlement. My former spouse had built the building. So I am trying to come in behind him now that he's removed from the situation and pull the appropriate permits and convert it to a residential building.
Okay. That sounds good. I appreciate you being on here. Do you have any other information you'd like to get into the record?
Just that I'm trying to pull permits right now, and I would like to request time to get all the information correct and to start work. We plan to have the warehouse cleared and converted within the next year.
Okay.
Yeah, we're comfortable with that. She's voluntarily taken the power off and has locked it up. So we're satisfied.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else here to speak on North Burns? Nope. I do find that the structure at 534 North Burns Road is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, is not properly zoned for the use that it previously had, is an attractive nuisance and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants of the public. and I'm placing an emergency order to repair the structure at 534 North Burns Road. The owner needs to take corrective action, and until that time, the structure is going to be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed. All right,
We're at the top of the agenda.
top of the agenda. All right, good timing.
Okay. That's the one we're on now.
There we go. All right, Scott, 909 Bel Air Avenue.
Yeah, originally inspected on, March 8th, 2022. Roof system is failing, as you can see in the pictures. It's uneven and leaking and unstable. Building has been boarded by the city after repeated break-ins. House has damaged eaves, windows, sidings, railings, and porches. All the utilities have been removed from the building, and currently there's no open building permits to repair the building. So we're requesting a 90-day repair demolition order for this property.
All righty. I think we've got somebody here to speak on it. Ladies? Good morning. Why don't you come up here to the podium? How's it going? Thanks for coming in. I know the parking and security, and if you'll see that podium there, and if you just pull the microphone down, it's already on. See the microphone?
Yes.
I think the whole thing goes. There you go. Hey, will you just state your name? Oh, I need to swear you in too. Will you guys raise your right hands? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much, ladies. So, if you'll just state your names each and your address where you want to get mail.
I'm Teresa Ratledge, and I live at 531 Disco Loop in Friendsville, Tennessee, 37737.
Disco Loop?
Disco Loop.
Okay. This is another road I've never heard of. This is Disco. I like this. And what was your name?
Teresa Ratledge.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're all right.
My name is Charlotte McGuire. I live at 5107 Tenwood Drive, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here. It looks like a home. Was this the old family home place? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to lower that down so you, look at that.
Well, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
So the city, this is a hearing to talk about this building because it's not in great condition. So looks like there's a lot of people that maybe have an interest in the property, and because it's getting pretty bad, the city is recommending that we give you a certain amount of time, and then if it doesn't get fixed up, it'll get torn down by the city. So has the family gotten together about a plan for the old home place?
We've got together, and nobody wants to be involved in it except us two.
Okay. Have you talked to like an attorney?
No.
Okay. So what would you guys like to do with it?
Well, we can't seem to get together on that. She wants to keep it, but that's about all I know. I just don't know how we're going to do it because I own my own home and I'm having problems with my roof and stuff, but it's not as bad as that.
Okay.
So, it's kind of hard money-wise to take care of two houses
Yes, ma'am.
by yourself.
Yeah. And what you want to keep it for? Go ahead. You can talk.
Foremost, we both wanted to keep it, so I guess it's on me or something. But it's my first time being here, so I don't understand things.
Yeah. Well, so, when houses, how houses start to decline a little bit. Mm-hmm. So this one's starting to go down, right? Pull the picture.
Yeah.
So it's, you guys know the home, but it's like, like the roof, and there's rot, and see the tarps hanging off the back, and I'm sure see all the overgrowth. And so what's happening is when buildings are see how it's all sagging, which probably means there's structural. So what happens is when buildings get in that condition, then people break into them, and maybe somebody who doesn't have a home, like a homeless person, may get into it, and it starts to cause crime. It's called an attractive nuisance. And so this group of people tries to help address those so that the neighbors don't have bad things happening.
Yes.
So, based on the condition, it's probably going to get a demolition order, which means if it doesn't get fixed up in the next few months, it's probably going to get torn down. And then a lien would be put on the property, and it could go to a sale, like a tax sale. So, I don't want you to throw good money after bad. You may want to talk to a contractor or a lawyer and get some legal advice. It sounds like you two ladies are kind of the family leaders, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the oldest child.
I got 3 sisters. I try to keep my mouth shut. So.
But I didn't mean, what,
Up under the bus.
What was
no,
that?
I'm not throwing you up under the bus. I know you want to keep the house though, because you grew up in there and you got a lot of memories. That's
Yeah, I know.
That's what her deal is.
It's hard. It's really hard.
And with me, I didn't grow up there,
Okay.
but my mom and dad lived there for a long time.
Okay.
But I still am kind of sentimental because it's my mom's house.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But I know we need to do something, but I don't know how just us two are going to do it. There's a lot of people in the family that their names on that paper that you have there, but they're not interested. I talked to them yesterday, and they're not even here. So
Yeah, it's complicated, and real estate, it's emotional, and it's hard, and there's all kinds of people, and you can't sell it unless everybody probably agrees to sell it. So it sounds like it's complicated.
it's very complicated
they're-
because when I try to talk to them, they just say, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I can help with a lot of things. I can't help much with family dynamics. So
Yeah.
It looks like there's a bank in the middle of it too. Did they have a note on the building?
A bank?
It just says First Horizons Bank.
It's in the letter that we got.
Yeah, so there may have been some type of loan. I mean, First Horizons is a bank, and they're listed as a party of interest, and there's a trustee that's probably for the bank as well. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. There was
Yeah.
a loan on it.
There was a mortgage or a loan on it of some type, so based on the conditions,
That's what I didn't know
maybe
about.
maybe you ladies can hang out afterwards and talk with Miss Burke and Mr. Elder and get some more info. But based on the condition, I'm going to place the demo order on it.
Okay, I don't blame you. It does look bad.
Yeah, well,
I don't know why my brother didn't. He's the one that had it at the get-go before he put us in on it. And he passed away.
Yeah,
So he should have done something with that house when he had it.
I got it.
But he didn't do it.
Well, don't let a house get in the way of relationships. So,
Oh, no,
yeah.
no.
All right.
I'll add, this has become a problem property. There are folks staying there repeatedly. The neighbors that live next door call a lot.
Yeah.
Folks are occupying this home, so it truly is a nuisance.
Yeah, all right, so I'm going to place the order. I'd be real careful. Don't go over, be careful going over there so,
I will.
okay.
Yeah, I had to go over there and remove some people that was laying on the back of the porch. There's homeless people.
Yeah.
And I told them they had to remove themselves because,
Yeah. Okay.
it ain't safe. I told them that when I went over there.
Well, thanks for doing that. I think that's what is happening is the reason that this public officer and why we have codes, because buildings that are declining attract that kind of behavior, and then there can be fires and there can be crime. So, okay. Well, I appreciate you coming in and maybe hang out for a few minutes. I think we'll be wrapped up here pretty quickly, but I'm going to place the order for it to get either repaired or demolished for 90 days. And, I'm going to move forward with that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ladies.
But what happens then when you do that? I know one of the two is going to happen, but what if we don't do it?
So what'll happen, we'll just run the scenario here. The order gets put in place, it's got to get signed, it gets recorded with the Register of Deeds. You would have 90 days from that recording date. So let's just say there are 90 days. they would go back out, and if nothing's happened to it, they would issue a work order for the Public Works Department, the city Public Works, to come tear it down. That'll take a little bit of time. They'll come out and tear it down. They'll send everybody a bill, right, Ms. Burke?
Yes.
And it'll be several $1,000s, plus it's behind in taxes. And then the bill will become a lien if you don't pay it. And then it'll probably end up being that the vacant land would probably get sold in a tax sale at some point. So,
Okay, I just need to know what is
Yeah.
going to happen step by
Yeah.
step.
and that
Thank you.
happens. I mean, there's properties all the time that go into tax sales where you've got lots of family members, people can't decide what to do. I mean, it's not ideal, but it happens all the time. And so.
Right. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I do find that the structure at 909 Bel Air Avenue is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous injurious to the health and safety occupants of the public. And I further order the owners to either repair or demolish the structure at 909 Bel Air Avenue within 90 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed, and the city may cause immediate repair or demolition of the building with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided in city code. All right, Dunbar Street.
All right, property was originally inspected on January 27th of 17. Building has been boarded by the city after repeated break-ins. I think the tornado dropped a tree on this house recently, and it's collapsed the entire roof system and is putting stress on the outer walls. You can see there in the picture. It's extremely unstable. We did receive a call from the owner yesterday that he applied for a demolition permit yesterday and plans to start demolition work on October 9th, pending permit approval. So in the meantime, we're recommending an immediate repair demolition order on the house, so we'll have it in place.
Okay. Anybody else here to speak on it? What's the state of Tennessee lien on that workforce? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's some sort of state tax lien.
Okay, all right. All right, I do find that the structure at 1620 Dunbar Street's out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, attractive nuisance and dangerous interest to health, safety, occupants of the public. And you want an emergency order, is that what you recommended? Right. And I also recommend and approve an order that the owner repair or demolish the structure at 1620 Dunbar Street immediately. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the city may cause immediate demolition of the building and cleanup, with the cost of such emergency demolition being lien and collected in the same manner as provided in city code. Hoyt Avenue.
This property was originally inspected on May 3rd, 2023. House has suffered significant fire, smoke, and water damage to the rear. Building has been boarded by the city after repeated break-ins. There are signs of ongoing vagrancy at this house and in the accessory building. Utilities have been removed to the property, and there are no open building permits trying to repair it. You'll see that there.
Okay.
Recommending a 120-day repair demolition order on this property.
Got it. Is anyone here to speak on Hoyt? Seeing there's no one present, I do find that the partially burned structure at 2415 Hoyt Avenue, including the accessory structure, they're both out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville. They're an attractive nuisance and are dangerous and interest to the health and safety occupants of the public. And I further order the owner to repair or demolish the structure at 2415 Hoyt Avenue within 120 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structures, both primary and accessory, may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed. The city may cause immediate repair or demolition of buildings with the cost of such corrective action being a lien and collected as provided per city code. Stone Road.
Property originally inspected on March 12th, 2023, March 21st, 2023. The siding is loose, damaged, and missing in many areas. Roof is damaged and leaking. Porches, steps, and landings are in disrepair. Electrical panel is out of compliance and showing bare wiring, as you can see there. Wow. Several doorways and windows are missing or broken, and we're requesting a 90-day repair order on this house. I'll also add that we've had several dirty lot complaints on this very recently, over a dozen within the past 2 years. So,
Okay. So 90-day repair.
right, 90-day repair order.
And it's, is it owner occupied? Is that? Don't know. Okay.
Yes, kind of confusing. We've got some folks there, the utilities have been swapping between different names. It's kind of an odd situation, so we're just going on what we can see from the outside.
Try to keep it safe. Okay. All right. Anybody here to speak on Stone? Nope. I do find that the structure at 202 Stone Road, including the accessory structure, is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville as an attract nuisance and dangerous to injurious health and safety occupants of the public. And I further order the owners to clean up the lot and to repair the structure at 202 Stone Road, including the accessory structure, within 90 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structures may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed. All right, boardings.
Okay, 205 Avenue C, found vacant and unsecured on 6/21/23, subsequently boarded on 7/7/23, requesting approval of the boarding charges.
All right, anybody here for any of these boardings? No.
No.
All right, I do approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 205 Avenue C as boarded on 7/7/2023 due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous to injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open, accessible to children and members of the general public. Cluster.
Found vacant and unsecured on 7/12/23, boarded on 7/27/23, requesting approval of the boarding charges.
All right, I do approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 3937 Cluster Avenue as boarded on 7/27/2023 due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous to injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open, accessible to children and members of the general public. Hoyt.
Found vacant and unsecured on 5/3/23, boarded on 5/17/23, requesting approval of the boarding charges.
I do approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 2415 Hoyt Avenue as boarded on 5/17/2023 due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous to injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. Virginia.
This is two boarding charges. Found vacant and unsecured on two different dates, 5/16/23 and 1/16/23. Excuse me, that's a
9/1, yeah.
Boarded on 5/30/23 and subsequently again on 9/1/23.
Okay.
Requesting approval of the boarding charges.
I do approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 2201 Virginia Avenue that was boarded twice, once on 5/30/2023 and the other on 9/1/2023, due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous to injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open, accessible to children and members of the general public. All right, good to go?
All good.
Meeting adjourned.